Okay, hello everybody, hello, hello, hello. Hey teacher, Kelly. Do you prefer teacher Kelly, Kelly, tag, what do you want? Kelly? Is it okay to call you Kelly? I meant to ask you on our live. Today is just gonna be a quick live. I've been doing some research on some of my video releases as far as tags and words and hashtags and things like that. And what I've found was some interesting stuff, but before I get into the interesting stuff, let me give you a really quick dad joke. My wife got mad at me. Yeah, she got mad at me because I don't buy her flowers. I didn't know she even sold flowers. Oh, yeah, Kelly, I'm not going to be on long, so once I'm done here, I will go check your live out, definitely. And also, I'll probably go, I have my grandson tonight, so I'll be staying at his house, at my son's house, so I'll be watching you then and stream your stuff while I'm there, because I have a couple TVs I can stream my subscribers, the ones I follow the most on. Real quick update. Before you go and before you watch all these gurus with the spiked bleached blonde hair and the big googly glasses and the fancy accents, once you start to see them pop videos about a certain topic, that means you can take this to the bank, you can take this to the Okies Bank and cash it. It's already been put on YouTube dashboard. So you can go to the dashboard, watch a 30-second, 1-minute video. Hey, Nicola. So before watching 20 minutes of a guru that doesn't tell you anything, go to dashboard. One of the latest things is, and I'm wondering if this, I talked about something briefly the other day about SEO and how well does it work on things. Well, I took some notes. So these are some quotes from the YouTube universe, okay? I think one reason why a lot of people are using AI now, and while YouTube does not mind people using the AI, I guess, they still want, if you have a channel and you're a content creator, they say, while AI tools are helpful, and please ensure your final product demonstrates your originality, not just an automated process. So I just gave you that in 30 seconds. So you don't have to go watch a guru's video, okay? And you don't have to watch this video. That's why I'm saying up front, within the first 3 minutes and 47 seconds, go to your YouTube dashboard, please. Go to your YouTube dashboard. Like I said, when you see a bunch of new videos coming out from gurus, that means if you go to your dashboard, you're gonna see that information. They're trying to get you on their channel to sell you their book or to sell you their information, to get your email, to inundate you with emails and information. I'm telling you, just go to your dashboard. Hello. It even says on their site, the YouTube platform is open to creators using AI tools to enhance, but your own originality must be evident. So with that said, I've done a couple of tests on my Okies Eden site. I'm going to be doing a couple AI descriptions, titles, and pinned comments coming up. I'm not changing a thing. I'm going to put them in some videos. And I'm going to see how the algorithm reacts to that being almost completely AI other than the actual content, the video. I also have a couple videos coming out that are just my words. just telling you exactly what the video is in the title, a really short title, basically giving you a synopsis of what it is, and then giving you a little longer description with a couple hashtags, but nothing AI, 100% generated by me, no AI. And I'm just gonna see how the algorithm reacts to both. So stay tuned for that. You're right, Nicola, you're right, yes. People wanna see, yes, they wanna see people tripping and falling and ladders tipping over and goofy things like that. But in my opinion, if you really want to grow a solid channel and have some really good subscribers and a good following where you interact with your community, you have to be authentic. Yes, I use ChatGPT for many of my titles and descriptions. I've mentioned that before, but I don't just copy and paste them. It gives me ideas. It gives me some different thoughts. Then I can go in and I can monkey around with it and make it my own. So that's how I do it. My thumbnails, I do get some help from that, but typically it's my picture. And if I don't have time to get one set up myself, I'll just ask, use this picture of me and just create a garden or something. That's what I typically do. Sometimes I just use my own thumbnail I just made off of my, my editor. But yes, Nicola, it's good because it helps you write something so it's grammatically correct and it sounds good, but then it doesn't always hit your video correctly. So then I go back in, and if I'm talking, it might not know you're talking about potatoes and green beans and carrots. It'll just say veggies, but I'll put in the specifics. But yeah, it's still your work. Yep, you're right, Nicola. And I think so. That's what I've been studying, and it says, and this is all due to monetization because YouTube is getting stricter because I guess a lot of people are doing a lot of AI stuff, and then there's a lot of complaints about why am I not getting monetized. So I guess YouTube addressed it, but you can go to the dashboard and explain it. I'm just giving you some of the quotes I found. YouTube is tightening its definition of its authentic content. So, I'm just putting that out there. Like I said, I want this to be a current events, real time, my Okies hustle. So if I see something, and I just happen to be reading that this morning, because a couple gurus popped up with this, oh, they're changing the way they're monetizing. So I'm like, okay, there's my key. I went right to the dashboard, and sure enough, July 15th, it kicked off the way they're watching monetization. So I'm not gonna have a problem with that. And I know most people that subscribe to me and that I follow aren't gonna have a problem with it because they do their own content anyways and use ChatGPT as a help, not as an end all. Okay, I will be over there when I am done, Kelly. I will definitely be there. So with that said, if anybody's doing that, the other thing I've watched, and let me know your feelings on this. Some people are they'll put a live up. I guess they use an app for it, where it's a live, but it's like a taped short video and it just keeps replaying. And then I forget the name of the app, but people then can go watch. It's considered a live. And then it just runs overnight. So they're not actually interacting with you. You're watching their channel. And you'll get like canned responses, and it's through the app. And I know there's been some complaints that YouTube has been fighting some of the monetization stuff on that just because it's not authentic, I guess. I don't know what the reasoning is behind it. But I'd be interested to know if anybody's doing those overnight lives where you're not actually interacting with everybody. Yeah, I don't want to go that route either. I just saw that, and the more I read about the monetization issues where they're kind of cracking down on things, I know there was somebody saying the other day that there was complaints that these overnight lives, YouTube was fighting them on their monetization because it was just basically restreaming over and over and over a loop. And it just loops thousands of times during the night. And people come there and say, hey, and then they'll get a canned response or something. So I guess they're fighting that. That's not what I want. That's not me. I want people to see me in the garden I want people to see me, you know, hit my thumb with a hammer. I want people to see me trip and fall or break something that I shouldn't have broken or tip a fence over or something, you know, real live reality TV. And I want them to see when you're going to see Wednesday night, I'm actually taking my clippers and I'm actually severing the pumpkins from the vine and I'm holding them in front of the camera. So you can actually hear me moving. It's because the pumpkin plants, the leaves are very rough and spiny and they got prickers on them. So as you're moving them, you can hear them. It sounds like you're rubbing leather or crinkling paper. But I'm in there and you can hear me cut the actual plant free and I take the pumpkin right out. And that's what I like is reality. And then I take it, I'm gonna do, I know how to do pumpkin puree. So I'm gonna be baking those off here in a week or so and I'm gonna show how to make your own pumpkin puree. And then if you don't follow Missy at 1980, Missy 1980, that's going to be, she actually told me to try sugar pumpkins. So I actually ordered some off of the internet and I'm doing a live or a video, I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to do a video showing me planting the one she recommended. And then I will be doing updates. I'm gonna make its own playlist and it'll be the sugar pumpkins only. And then I'll give a shout out to Missy at that time. And then it'll be me actually training the vines out, putting them up on pallets and everything. Yes, I'm gonna do pumpkin puree, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna freeze a bunch of pumpkin puree as my pumpkins ripen, because then I can turn that puree into pumpkin bisque, pumpkin soup. I can roast the seeds off. I'm gonna regrow the seeds, all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna actually do a separate playlist at Missy's request for the seeds, and I'm going to show from the very start, and I'm gonna take a weekly picture, hey Roy, of the growth of the plant all the way through to harvest. And then I wanna do where I cut the pumpkin, roast it for the puree. And that's gonna be it might be 10 videos, 15, 20 videos of just sugar pumpkins. So people can go click on the playlist and watch how I started the growth all the way through. So that's coming up. But yes, getting back to the growth and stuff, Nicola, I know you are authentic. I've been watching your videos all the time. I'll be watching some of your videos tonight. Authenticity is very important. You know, I think that people, when they get to know you and they see what you do, the ones that stick around and stay with you, you know, they have a lot more to offer as far as comments and interactions and helping your channel to grow than throwing a fancy viral hashtag in every once in a while. But just getting back to YouTube growth, my recommendation would be when you start to see multiple videos come out on a certain topic from the gurus. It'll be the same topic, multiple gurus. Just go to your dashboard. I'm just telling you, you know, you can save a lot of time and energy instead of watching 21-hour videos. Just go to the YouTube dashboard, watch their 1-minute explanation, and do a little research on your own. You'll figure it out. You'll be fine. Let's see. So, to see how they're growing inside, Nicola, so typically the way I know when things are getting, how they're growing is, if your plant above ground is healthy, is it out in the natural sun or are you using grow lights? If you're out, I don't get as good a harvest using grow lights. So if you're in natural sun, then I think they're going to do better. Okay, good, you're in the sunlight. Like I said, grow lights, I have a full spectrum. It does the whole spectrum of the prism for all that's needed for plant growth, for the roots, for the tubers, for the actual fruit, whatever. Yeah, green and healthy. I would start another bunch, and then I would check that early, which is what I'm doing with my russet, because I've learned some things from when I first did the bags. But what I would do is I'd give it a little bit of time, and then What you can do is you can take your finger and you can just stick it down in the dirt and kind of about an inch or two from the stalk and just poke down in there, and you'll be able to feel, if you can feel some potatoes. If you planted Yukon Gold, did you plant Yukon Gold? Or what did you plant? Yeah, yeah, because you're not hurting the plant. If you can just poke your finger down a little bit, they may not be that big yet because, yeah, okay, that's good. Yukon Golds and Russets, I grow both. So Yukon Golds are what they call determinate potatoes. So they grow horizontally. So you throw your potatoes in when they've sprouted, you throw some dirt on them, and they kind of grow sideways. Russets are indeterminate, so they grow up. So you plant that, when the shoots come up, you cover it with some dirt or hill it. They call it Hill. You hill the potato. That's why when you drive down the road, if they're growing russets, you'll see these big hills and big rows of this V-shaped hill going down through, because those russets will grow up into that hill. The tubers shoot up. So yours will be shallow. So that's good. You did Yukons. You give it another couple weeks, and you should be able to poke your finger down in there, and you should be able to feel some of the little potatoes. And then the plant will dry and get yellow, and they'll start to fall over. You can do that's one way. If they're not very shallow, you might see a potato kind of poke through the ground. If it pokes through the ground, cover it with some dirt immediately. If you don't, it'll yellow. It'll green up. The potato will turn green. So anytime if the potato exposes itself, pull dirt over it. And then the other thing is, Yukons, I don't know, 80, 90 days, I think is what the rule of thumb is. So just go back to your start date and just figure out what 80 or 90 days is, and you'll be close. Russets are about 100 to 120. I usually go for the 120 because my plants usually, they do really well. So they go well beyond, they go into the 120 mark. So I don't know when you planted them. I think you planted them in early June or late May. I can't remember. But so there's multiple ways you can see. But yeah, just poke your finger around in there lightly. But then once you take your finger back out, just push the dirt back in. Okay, so 30 days. So you might not have any, it might just be tubers right now, the little shoots that come out, and you might have some little tiny baby potatoes. So I wouldn't even worry about it just yet. If your top plant is healthy, just keep watering it. Give it, when you get to 60 days, you should definitely be able to poke your finger in and feel around and feel some potatoes. But don't get discouraged if the potato bag or the potato container doesn't do as well as you wanted it to, because I've noticed. Hey, Mrs. Paula, how you doing? So Nicola, I've noticed my potato bags and my potato towers do okay, but the ground still works best for me. I get the most yield. So, if you only get 4 or 5 potatoes, don't get discouraged. But Nicola, what I would do is if you get a few, if you see one that has the eyes on it, I would remove that and I would let that sprout, and then I would plant that again, because then that would be a second generation potato from your own garden. Yeah, but just don't get discouraged, because you'll see in my one video, I planted some potatoes behind those little picket fences that was clay. I got nothing, little tiny baby potatoes, because the clay doesn't let them expand, because I just wanted to see how it would grow. Hey, Mrs. Paula, I was just talking about gurus, and how when you start to see a bunch of gurus talk about a topic, go to your YouTube dashboard. That's what this live was mainly about. The one thing is about monetization, YouTube is cracking down on a lot of the AI on how much AI people are using in their videos versus their natural organic information, content, things like that. So if you want to read up on that, I'm just letting people know, just go to your YouTube dashboard, and they're talking about the monetization changes from July 15th of this year. And Paula, I did do a new joke right at the beginning, so I'll tell the joke again. My wife got mad at me the other day because I don't buy her flowers. But I didn't even know she sold flowers. I'm sorry, Nicole, you had to hear that joke twice. Is anybody going live tonight? I'm with my grandson tonight, so when I go live, I will be, when I go to my grandson's tonight, I can watch people's lives and stream their videos. See you later, Nicola. So Mrs. Paula, I know you have the second channel. How's the second channel going, if you don't mind me asking? And then just as a reminder for people that watch this, tomorrow is Misty's Pleasures of Life going live with me on a collaboration, 2 p.m. Central Time. So if you are available, it's on the Okies Eden site. Go there, and if you get a chance to watch that, that would be great. The wash dishes live, that's awesome. If I get a chance, I lay down and take a nap in the afternoon to prepare for tonight in case I have a rough night. But if I'm up, I'll watch it definitely. And if not, I will stream it later. Because like I said, I have 2 TVs at my son's house and I have my phone, and I typically put a content creator that I follow on each one and let their playlist stream. So I will click on that one and just let it stream some of your lives. I'm glad. That's very good. I didn't think it had a prayer. I didn't think that channel had a prayer. That was a joke. It was a joke. I'm glad it's going well. And I'll tell you, that word the other day you used, I commented on it. I never heard that word before. I forget what the word was. That's the first time I ever heard somebody say that in a sentence. But I think tonight, what I'll do is I'll go to your other channel, your Bible study channel, on one TV, and I'll stream all of the videos on it. Slog. Yeah, I never heard somebody use that word before. I'm going to be using it. I won't use it correctly. I will make up my own definition, but I will use it. So with that said, remember, Misty's Pleasures of Life is collaborating with me on my channel tomorrow. If you want to collaborate with me on my channel, all you got to do is email me collaboration@okieseden@gmail.com, and we'll set her up. For now, I'm going to shoot over to Teacher Kelly Tag's channel. She's got a live going on, and I want to go see her channel. So with that said, if you're watching this one, you want to go watch Teacher Kelly Tag. She's live now. Thank you all for showing up, for subscribing and watching my channel. You guys all have a great day.